I've been looking for a house with no walls or no whispers, no hiding places, no secret sister. Been looking for a house that won't shelter a lie, no tear-stained past or reason to cry. I wanna live in a house.
Welcome to EWE, Empowering Women Everywhere. I am your host, Nan Gill, and today our guest is Susan Glusica. She is the co-leader of the Women's Prosperity Network in Westchester County, and she's also a director of the OPUS
Private Client Group.
Private Client Group. So welcome.
Thank you.
So you are one of the co-leaders of the Women's Prosperity Network in Westchester. Can you tell us a little bit about the group?
Sure. It's my pleasure. Women's Prosperity Network was founded by three sisters in 2008. And since then has proudly served over 10,000 people worldwide through online and offline programs. And the three sisters are Nancy Matthews, who is their visionary, Trish Carr, who is their results revolutionary,
Okay.
and Susan Winner, who is their luminary.
What's a luminary?
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So the whole concept of the network was basically founded on three reasons. The first was Nancy Matthews, coming from a corporate arena into entrepreneurship, felt like a fish out of water. She was experiencing very cold networking environments. She would enter a room and nobody would make her feel welcome or open up their clique to welcome her. So she really wanted to create a warm, welcoming environment in the network that she envisioned. And incidentally, initially, she did start it with two other partners and it failed miserably. And then she went to her sisters and said, we have to do this. And they rallied and created it. The second idea was to create a community. Women innately want to share, collaborate, and be there for one another. So that was another reason for the existence of the network. And another tenet of the vision was that especially for business owners, lifetime continual learning is a must. It's vital.
Yes.
To stay ahead of the curve, to keep your positive and resilient mindset, etc. So that's really the why behind how Women's Prosperity Network came into being.
Okay. Now, are there men involved in this network, or is it just for women?
Yes, we get that question often because of the title of the network. And of course, to keep women in a bubble would not serve that community, correct? So all of our programming, except for one critical element, serves men as well. And typically, we will have about 20% of men at all of our events.
All right. And how did you get involved?
So I and my business partner, Millman, decided that we wanted to really expand our presence in the women's market. So it was either create a women's market network ourselves or find one that was aligned with our purpose and calling.
Right.
So having that discussion, actually, if you know anything about the law of attraction and abundance, connected us through my LinkedIn network with the Long Island chapter leader, who's Andrea Feinberg. And so we had a conversation with Andrea and we expressed our desire for this type of engagement for women and with women. And she said, well, join my chapter so you can learn more about the network, which we did.
Right.
And that was in May of this year.
Okay.
And immediately we decided to launch the chapter in Westchester to bring this unique networking environment to the women in Westchester. And we have plans, once we are successful in Westchester, to open one here in Orange County.
You joined the chapter in Long Island and then very quickly decided that you were going to open your own chapter up in Westchester. What was the advantage of having a chapter up in Westchester?
So the advantage is because our main office is located in Westchester, to have a White Plains activity hub for all of our Westchester events. to attract that local market of women
Right.
and to better serve them.
And what kind of events do you have?
We have happiness hours, and
Okay.
where it's for men and women.
Okay.
We have masterminding events. That's for women only, because the idea is to create a safe space for women to feel comfortable, to share their challenges, to celebrate their successes, to be the one for each other
Right.
in a very narrow and deep context, if you will.
Right.
So as one example, one of the former attendees to, like a first-time attendee to the not the Westchester chapter, but another chapter's mastermind said, you know, I've met these 5 women at my table before at other networking events, but after today, I walk out with 5 friends.
Oh, wow.
That's how deep those masterminds go.
Okay.
We have twice a year, we have what's called a Level Up conference. So that's the ability to marinate in your vision and get a helicopter view of your plan for your business and execute on that plan. So it's your ability to work on your business rather than in your business. And some of our members say that that's the most valuable part of their membership, is that Level Up conference.
Right.
We have an annual conference that this year is in Orlando in early October, and next year will be coming around again, probably also in Florida, and that is hundreds of people, both men and women go, and that's the ability to connect, to really expand on your business, your plan, walk away with blueprints, and be able to really step up, whether you're launching a business, whether you're in growth mode,
Right.
whether you're seeking to get to the next level in your personal or professional or business life. It runs the whole gamut. We also have a free teleclass. So whether you're a member or not, you can experience growth and what we call a shot in the arm in the midweek. So instead of hump day, it's become Wow Wednesdays.
Okay, I like that better.
Me too. And you can join. It's a 30-minute teleclass every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. And it's free for anybody to participate in.
Now, if somebody wanted to find out more about maybe the free class or something like that, what is your website?
It's www.womensprosperitynetwork.com.
Okay, and that's apostrophe S?
Nope, just women's
Okay.
without the apostrophe.
All right. And then on that, would they have to go to, say, the Westchester office, or
They can find events, they can find chapters, they can find out more about the founders, who they are, what they're about, what they
Right.
do, what their unique abilities are. There's 4 members, there's the member directory. Yeah, so.
Okay. And what have you found for yourself that this has really been beneficial for you in your business?
Yes, so as a corporate career changer 5 years ago, having had a crisis of legacy and speaking to my own advisors, one of whom was my financial advisor, who said, oh, I know exactly what you'd be good doing. And I said, do tell. And he said, what we do. So I launched into this, and it's kind of the way a law practice works. I have my own practice within a firm.
Right.
So I work very closely with my business partner and former mentor and continued mentor, Kim-Millman, as I mentioned. And also the difference between entrepreneurship, which I consider myself, and corporate career is when you're in a corporate environment, you can step outside of your cube or your office anytime and have access to people.
Right.
People to run an idea against, people to celebrate your successes, or just share in whatever's going on at the time.
Depends where you're working.
Depends where you're working, but that's been my experience.
Okay.
So when you're in entrepreneurship or solopreneurship or a mompreneur or anything like that, or even leading a small team in a business, you don't typically have access to those people.
Right.
So the beauty of this network for those of us who need it is that we can pick up the phone, write an email, a text, and we have instant whatever we need. We have support on Facebook in public and private groups. We
Okay.
have regular leader calls once a week. The 3 sisters train us leaders in how to lead our chapters, so we get support that way. And we also, can reach out to the environment in general, and if we want to survey because we want to do something specific to the women's market or a subset of the women's market, people will help us with that. We write books together. It's a collaborative fabric.
Right. Okay. All right. So, and you said something about there being a 501c3, Sisters Who Serve.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So it's very important for women especially to give back. And so the sisters created a 501c called Sisters Who Serve so that for women in military or women in military families, so that they can get the education, the support, the mentorship and coaching for multiple areas, whether it's economic or spiritual or physical or even familial. They have the ability to have access to those resources. And so, for example, at the unconference, you have the option, if you purchase your ticket, you can buy one, vet one, and provide a ticket for potentially a military woman who maybe can't purchase the ticket herself.
How many people would you say come to these conferences?
Hundreds.
Really?
Yep.
And they're all from the local area? Or?
No, they come from everywhere. Jamaica. We're opening up a chapter in the UK. It's entirely global.
Okay. Who's opening the chapter in the UK?
I don't know the name of that leader right now.
Yeah.
But that's coming. That's
Yeah.
like really on the cusp of being open.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, and then in your other work that you're doing, what other work are you involved in besides the networking?
So professionally,
Okay.
Kim and I educate, inspire, and organize women and business owners to achieve financial abundance, harmony, and confidence.
Okay. And
So-
you do that with your OPUS group? Is that?
Yes, with OPUS Private Client Group out of White Plains. I reside here locally in Orange County, so we're multi-countied, multi-state actually.
Right.
And so we work with people essentially to exponentially grow their wealth and help them provide a legacy at the same time.
Right. And you found that this network, this Women's Prosperity Network, actually aided you in formulating your business plan and what you were going to do and where you were going to go?
So it's part of the plan, and it's in the plan, it's part of how we give back to the community. Because we all know that when you give back, you get back tenfold, but we're not in it for the get back. We're in it really, part of the Women's Prosperity Network idea, core values, is to be a go-giver, to have a go-giver attitude. So that's part of our go-giver attitude. We want to be there as people have been there for us, as we've had, coaches and mentors and environments that supported our own entrepreneurial growth and trajectory. We want to provide the same thing within Women's Prosperity Network in Westchester.
Right, right. So if anyone wants to find out more about Women's Prosperity Network, they can go onto the website. It's national, soon to be international. And they're having an event down in Orlando soon, and then I guess we have events up here in New York as well, right?
Yes. So we have events coming up in New York City. There's a free training of how to turn your mouth into money by one of the founders, Nancy Matthews, and that's on October 14th in New York City. And we have a, as I said, the Wow Wednesday teleclass. That's free for anybody to attend.
And how would somebody sign up for that if they want?
They can easily go onto the website and find under events a list of events, or if they want to look at the ones through the Westchester chapter, they can find a chapter and go to Westchester.
Okay, so you would normally, if you were in this area, you would Westchester's the closest.
Is the closest one to the Hudson Valley, yes.
Okay.
There are others. There are in Long Island. There are two, one established, one very soon launched. And in Manhattan, we have a chapter as well.
Now, if somebody wanted to, say, go to the one in Manhattan,
Yep, it's listed on the website.
and you could do that, even
Yep.
if you're a member of someone else.
Correct.
Okay. Now, if you're a member in the Westchester chapter, can you go to the events in the Long Island chapter?
Yes, and in fact, the leaders try to attend the other chapters' events to support and help in the network.
Okay, so you said that unevent or
Oh, unconference.
an unconference? How is that different than the other conferences?
So the main difference is that when you go to a conference in general, there is there's a set agenda, and it's up to you to really take the impetus of networking, connecting, and
Right.
finding out who's there in the room or speaking, and really make an extra effort. So
Right.
it can be quite tiring. In the unconference, the two main differences are, number one, you have that already figured into the agenda for you. And smaller groups are designed so that you actually connect with people in the greater conference. And we have a Zen room,
Okay.
so you can go and kind of take time out and regroup and better incorporate all of the great learnings and information that you're assimilating during the conference.
Right.
And one of our testimonials was, that the Zen room was the most fantastic thing ever, because it let her really embrace and engage with everything that she knew she was getting and needing to implement after she left and went back to her business.
So how many months ago was it that you found out about the Women's Prosperity Network and became involved with it?
We met Andrea in April of
Of
2015 of this year. Joined in May
Okay.
by attending one of her masterminds to see what it was all about.
Okay, so you can go to a mastermind just to
Yes.
attend to see if you
Yes,
like
you
it.
can.
Okay.
Mhm. Members get a discount. The Westchester chapter is having a mastermind where whether you're a member or not, you can come in at the same price for that event. And we were so blown away by the uniqueness of
Right.
how this worked. Their signature mastermind formula, it goes back to the Napoleon Hill's theory of, masterminding is one of the 4 principles of success, right, in Think and Grow Rich. So that's one of the components that our network really has down pat. And we were so blown away by that significant uniqueness that we said we have to bring it to Westchester.
Okay.
So, and it's unique because you get to go narrow and deep with the women at your table, and you're there for each other, whether I'm the one for you, you're the one for me, or we're the ones for other people in terms of, and when I keep saying the one, Nancy Matthews wrote The One Philosophy,
Okay.
a little book with a big impact, and that's one of the founding tenets of the network is to be the one for others.
Right. So it's not about giver's gain. It's about what you're saying?
It's about being there for someone else, and you never know when someone else will be there for you.
Right. So it's a whole different mindset.
Completely.
And you have the mastermind segment, and then you said there was 3 other.
Right. So it's based on masterminding being the first one,
Right.
and we do that monthly. Organized planning. So that's where, say, for example, the Level Up Conference fits in.
Right.
And then we have specialized knowledge. So that's all of the training and the online and offline programming, and including the unconference, because there are many expert speakers engaged in the conference as well, the unconference, and so that speaks to that discipline within the areas of success.
Right.
And then there's coaching and mentoring, which is throughout. There are multiple opportunities to be coached and mentored, no matter where you are on your journey, professionally, personally. There's someone either in your same boat,
Right.
and or someone who's gone there before. So it's a lovely dovetail of validation from people who are in the same place as you,
Right.
as well as someone taking your hand and with love showing you the way to success.
Okay. So it's kind of working together,
Absolutely.
which is what EWE is all about. Which
Yep,
is why
very
we do.
synergistic.
Yeah. Yeah. How much time do you put in a week on this?
So without being a leader, it can be, an hour for the Wow Wednesday Telesummit, up to 5 to 10 hours a week, depending on what you're looking for and how much you would like to engage with the community. I have found that I really like the community, so I engage with it quite a lot. And as a leader, it just adds a little bit then to, to send out invitations and organize events and things like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Basically, how often is the mastermind?
Monthly, once
It's
a month.
monthly?
Mhm.
And
Each chapter meets once a month, and they meet on the same topic. So whether you come to Westchester, Manhattan, Long Island, or
It's all the
anywhere
same
else, it's the
topic.
same topic, right?
And this month you're...
So for Westchester, though, for the first mastermind, it's a little different. It's about the 4 agreements.
Okay.
And it's creating agreements that inspire and motivate you.
Okay.
And then that's always the topic when we launch a chapter.
Okay.
And then we slip into the regular monthly topic.
Okay. Well, very good. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about the program? They have sisters who serve?
Sure. So, full disclosure, having been married for 13 years to a former military man, I consider myself a military woman in family way. So what typically happens is there's a transition, because ultimately, unless you're career military, military career ends either out of choice or out of need, such as a medical retirement, right? In either case, you have a transitional event that can be very isolating to women who are programmed to connect into the larger fabric. So now their societal connections through the military are now all shifting and changing, and now they have to be incorporated back into society.
Right.
So on multiple levels, there are shifts that need to occur, and support mechanisms that need to be in place. And sometimes it's as easy as just knowing who to turn to, where to go for this type of assistance, help, even just community, camaraderie, as to there is a way forward and here's where it is. For themselves, for their family, for their children, whoever is affected beyond the woman. It includes them all.
And the organization that's part of the Women's Prosperity Network, they actually speak to a lot of those issues?
Yes, whether it's economic, spiritual, physical, mental, whatever dynamic or a multitude of those components, there are resources in Women's Prosperity Network to help with that, for healing, for growth, for transition.
Okay. And you said before that part of the reason why you got involved in the Women's Prosperity Network is for your legacy.
Yes.
So you want to speak a little bit to that?
Yes. Well, so I was never blessed with my own children, and I find myself in many ways taking care of other people's children, whether it's helping their family with their planning, or whether it's coaching and mentoring women so that they can be more aware and confident of their own skill set, so they can actually bring in more income to their family, regardless if that's in the corporate arena or through their own business. Even community service and orienting towards charitable activities, which can be very rewarding for women, and something that women tend to like to do is to give back. So any of those elements, if I can help another woman get further along the path, I'm helping in her own legacy.
Exactly. And you're part of that.
Yep.
So it's not about what someone can get from you, it's about what you can give to them.
Absolutely.
And when you bring somebody up, you're actually changing the whole tenure of the whole environment.
Yes, and women do tend to be very grateful and long-term, oriented. So if we can make a little tweak at the earlier stage, it's never too late, but the earlier the tweak it happens, or the coaching and mentorship happens, the bigger the effect for that woman and all the lives that woman touches.
Right, exactly. So basically, you can find out all about it by going to a free mentorship.
Yep.
To find out, and you can find out about, whether or not it's something that you want to be involved with.
Absolutely.
Another question. Does the Women's Prosperity Network interact with other groups and organizations, and if so, how?
That's a great question. Recently, we engaged with womeninpartnership.org to do a speed networking record-breaking attempt
Okay.
for the Guinness Book of World Records. So, yes, on occasion.
What do you mean record-breaking event?
So, and I forget the statistic, but it's something like, 1,300 people networking at any one time, I think is close to the record, and we were attempting to break that in multiple geographic areas.
Okay.
So we had, if memory serves, 4 chapters that participated in trying to add numbers to that record-breaking attempt.
Cool.
So it's just one example of how, yes, we will either be approached by other entities or approach other entities to do work together.
Right. And how do you see WPN as different than other networking groups?
It's really the uniqueness comes from the core values and the mission of the entity. So to clarify, it's about community with a capital U. It's about co-opetition instead of competition. It's about being a go-giver instead of a go-getter.
Okay.
Putting people before profits or paper are some of the high points. And truly, it almost sounds too good to be true, but the members embody this. It actually trickles down from the top because the 3 sisters have very different disciplines and unique abilities, and the respect and admiration that they have for each other is fundamental within the organization and comes through everything, whether they're on platform, speaking to us on the phone for coaching, giving a telesummit, what have you. That just emanates throughout the organization, and we all embody it.
Mm-hmm. Now, you told me before that you were going to tell me what an illuminary did.
Oh, luminary.
A luminary.
Luminary.
Okay.
So a luminary is about seeing, pretty much illuminating what's happening right now. So Susan Winner, the luminary, is very adept at going to the heart of the matter and figuring out, oh, okay, this is really what's going on, so this is what we need to do as the next step, or this is the resource you need to talk to do X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
So she's my go-to person as a leader. I call Susan and I say, okay, this is what I need, what do I do next? And she has the answer right away.
Okay. And then the other, and these
are the co-founders.
Right.
These are the sisters, and
Right.
so that's Susan Winner. Nancy Matthews is the visionary. She's also known as the visionary with guts. She's an established author. She's a speaker. She's a successful businesswoman in her own right, and she's a wonderful leader of the pack, if you will. And she just has the biggest visions, the biggest ideas. She brings them to the table and shares them with her sisters, and then her sisters rally around and provide the equipment, if you will, for getting it done. The rubber hits the road. And so Trish Carr is the results revolutionary. So when you want to have, tracking of the results steps, so how are we going to measure success? Where are we going?
Right.
And what are the steps to get there? And then let's celebrate our success. That's Trish.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, and if you're interested, you can go to their website, which is
www.womensprosperitynetwork.com.
right, and follow us at Empower Women TV, and on our website, empoweringwomeneverywhere.tv, you can pick up all of our shows and become part of a member of our group. Thank you so much.